That's so me. Oh my gosh, this is so interesting. I can't believe they actually know what I'm thinking of, you know. And I am an... which is different. Hi guys, welcome back to my channel. Today I have a video where I'm going to be taking the MBTI test. This test is a personality test, and apparently through this test you'll be able to tell what kind of person you are, how you tend to react in certain situations. I've taken this test a few times before, but the last time I took it was last year. I'm just gonna look at all of the different personality types and I'm gonna see which one I think I am. We're gonna take the test to find out if this is true, okay? So we have like INTJ A, INTJ T, these are architects, imaginative, strategic thinker, no. Smart and curious thinkers who cannot resist an intellectual change, definitely not me. Quiet and mystical, yet inspiring and tireless, nope. Protagonists would be charismatic, inspiring leaders able to mesmerize their listeners. Nope. So if I remember correctly, I am ISFJ, which is described as a defender, very dedicated and warm protectors, always ready to defend their loved ones. I guess that's kind of true. I think I'm an ISFJ, but I'm not sure if I've changed along the way because it is quite common for people to kind of change their MBTI results to kind of be different after a few years. So let's take the test to find out. So it says you have to be yourself, answer honestly even if you don't like the answer. You have to complete all of them, try not to leave any neutral answers. We have 7 different options per question, all the way from agree to disagree. So you have several degrees of agree, several degrees of disagree, and you can also put right in the middle if you don't agree or disagree with anything. You enjoy vibrant social events with lots of people. I would say I don't, but I don't mind it. So slightly agree. You often spend time exploring unrealistic yet intriguing ideas. Slightly agree. Your travel plans are more likely to look like a rough list of ideas than a detailed itinerary. Disagree, because I definitely am the kind that will plan by the hour where I should be. You often think about what you should have said in a conversation long after it has taken place. Completely agree. I do a lot of reflection actually. Till today I still think of like things that I felt like I shouldn't have said years ago. I know, it's crazy. People can rarely upset you. It really depends Okay, I would say like in the middle. You often rely on other people to be the ones to start a conversation and keep it going. Even though I'm an introvert, I disagree to a certain extent. I do tend to start conversations when I feel like they are needed. You are still bothered by the mistakes you made a long time ago. I would say yes. Yeah, especially if I unintentionally hurt people in the process. I still think about them till this day, even though they are like tiny little things like little squabbles in school and little misunderstandings. Still think about whether or not I should reach out or like, talk about all these problems and stuff. I feel like most people would have long forgotten about them. You can stay calm under a lot of pressure. I would say yes. After going through so many years of Singapore's education system, stress and pressure is something that we are kind of used to. That in itself has kind of geared me up quite a lot when it comes to, in a working environment. Now I do know how to deal with stress and pressure in a much more mature way and much more calm way. You often make decisions on a whim. I think I do. I feel like the more I think about something, the more I will confuse myself and the more I will be like, should I do this? Should I do that? What if I do this? How many % will this happen? And stuff like that. But if I just decide on a whim and go with it, right, I save myself a lot of time and agony. So I do usually tend to make decisions on a whim. You often put special effort into interpreting the real meaning of a message, a song, or a movie. That's so me. I think it's actually really interesting, like the kind of questions that they put in here. It really makes you think and wonder and rank how possible or how drawn you are to making this kind of decisions. So this question is, when you know someone thinks highly of you, you also wonder how long it will be until they become disappointed in you. It's kind of sad, but it's very true. When someone tells me oh, you seem to be doing very well, in my mind, I'm just like, please do not think so highly of it because the next moment I might not be. doing this anymore, or like I don't know how long I will be doing this for and things like that. I can't believe they actually know what I'm thinking of, you know. After a long and exhausting week, a fun party is just what you need. Definitely no. Fridays for me are me time days. Like I just want to be at home by myself and I don't want people to talk to me on Fridays. Finish! And I am an INFJ, which is different slightly. Yeah, I thought I was an ISFJ, but I am an INFJ. I'm quiet and mystical, yet very inspiring and tireless idealist. Quiet and mystical, yet inspiring and tireless. Nope. Basically, I'm 65% introverted. Really expected lah, because I already knew that I'm an introvert. And I always talk about this, like how I used to be an extrovert. Like when I first took this test, I was 58% extroverted, I remember. Kind of like slightly extroverted. And then over the years, I became a lot more introverted. You know, I still like extroverted things. Like I'm not like completely closed up as a person. I'm intuitive. So this trait shows where we direct our mental energy. So I'm 60% intuitive, 40% observant. So F stands for feeling, so I'm 88% feeling. So this trait determines how we make decisions and cope with emotions. It's super true, like 88% is pretty high, but I know I'm a super emotional person. 68% judging. This reflects our approach to work, planning and decision making as opposed to prospecting. Which is true, I guess. Ooh, an advocate personality type is very rare, making up less than 1% of the population. Are you sure? These individuals are capable of taking concrete steps to realize their goals and making lasting positive impact. This thing is like such flattery. It makes you feel more special than you actually are, I feel. People with this personality type tend to see helping others as their purpose in life. However, their real passion is to get to the heart of the issue, so people do not need to be rescued at all. Though soft-spoken, they have strong opinions and will fight tirelessly for an idea they believe in. That's actually quite true. Advocates you may know, Mother Teresa. Marie Kondo. Ooh, unfortunately I'm not as neat and organized as Marie Kondo. I wish I had that trait. Lady Gaga. Cool. Let's look at the strengths and the weaknesses, okay? Strengths: creative, insightful, inspiring and convincing, decisive, determined and passionate, altruistic. The weakness would be you're very sensitive, which is really true. Okay, I'm selective when it comes to like letting what affects me. I'm in this line where my life is so public, it's all open for everyone to judge and criticize. So I am kind of used to just taking criticism in my stride. Innately, I'm a very sensitive person. I have learned how to be selectively sensitive. I feel like they are worth my energy. Extremely private? I would say not really. They like to know that they are taking concrete steps towards their goals. If routine tasks feel like they're getting in the way, or worse yet, there's no goal at all, they'll feel restless and disappointed. I would say this is quite true. When I set my mind to kind of finish a deadline, that's all I'm thinking about. I won't even be thinking about like, oh, what am I going to be doing tomorrow or whatever, you know. All the days leading up to the completion of that project I'm thinking of, I will only be thinking of that project. People with this personality type are likely to exhaust themselves in short order if they don't find a way to balance their ideals with realities of day-to-day living. Very true. I'm always like trying to find ways to help myself, like balance my work and my life, since a very big part of my life has become my work now. Yes, like that's something I don't really talk about very often, and that's something that people don't usually realize and don't ask as well. I'm working on it. Yeah, that is it guys. Suddenly it turned quite heavy. I don't know why. I hope you guys enjoyed this video and learned a little bit more about me. I'm honestly quite shocked to see that it changed. Even though a tiny little bit, but it still did change. Let me know your MBTI results in the comments box down below and how true they are for you, because I feel like mine is like 75% true. Yeah, so that's pretty good and impressive. Alright, I'll see you guys in my next video. Bye!